Spoilers for Elbaf, if you're not caught up, come back later. But I wanted to talk about Shanks' brother Shamrock because not only was he just introduced into the series as a swordsman, but because his sword is clearly not normal, I don't think it'd be fair to just put Mihawk immediately above him because I'm pretty sure they do two different things. If you're not caught up yet, Shamrock has a sword that is just like Spandam's Funk Freed sword. It is a weapon that has been able to eat a devil fruit due to some invention that Vegapunk made. And it's been a long time since we've seen a weapon like this, so let me show you what a devil fruit weapon can do. First and foremost, the animal can just walk around as its own animal. It does not just have to be in sword form. Funk Free can walk around as just the elephant, which means that Shamrock can walk around with just Cerberus pretty much on a leash. Next, of the two forms that we know Funk Free can take, you can turn the blade into an elephant so that the blade can, extend, be longer, much like it is in this picture right here. And the hybrid power of this sword is the ability to stretch and be like a whip because, that's how an elephant's trunk is. We've already saw with Cerberus in its normal sword state, it's pretty much just a giant Cerberus dog with swords coming out of its mouth. So essentially, Shamrock has a 3-sword style that is sentient. But I would imagine this is the hybrid form of that form, same way Funk Free's hybrid form is being a whip-like elephant trunk. Which to me means that this state right here has to be the sword in its normal form. And from the normal form, he can release it into its hybrid form. In the same way the head of Funk Free can stretch and extend, the head of Cerberus can just shoot off like a rocket. Now, even though he's the current commander of the Holy Knights, we still don't really know how strong he's supposed to be. All we do know is that he is Shanks' older brother, but I'm still going to go off on a limb and say that Shanks is stronger than him, just because Shanks has actually been traveling the seas, fighting against people like Mihawk, Whitebeard, Kaido, you name it. And we learn from Rayleigh that Haki grows in actual combat. Not to say that Shamrock doesn't do actual combat, but I would imagine in the Holy Land he has much less to train and fight against than Shanks does. But I would say we don't really know how strong he is until we understand how awakenings with a devil fruit sword work. Because this is the first of its kind that we've ever seen. Keep in mind, in the world of One Piece, swords have their own individual power system going on. When a sword is crafted by somebody, their will is being poured into it, so their haki will be imbued into that weapon. Zoro had Odin's weapon and it demanded a certain amount of haki from its user. If you don't have it, it's going to kill you. Zoro had to take Enma and tame it so that it could be his own. And then once it became his own, that haki that was purple turned into haki that was green. When it comes to Shamrock, he could have been given a sword that was already an awakened Cerberus, or maybe the sword is awakened because he mastered the blade. What if having an awakened devil fruit sword means that you have earned that sword's respect and it sees you as its user? If that's the case, I could imagine somebody else picking up Cerberus and the sword would literally attack them. And if Shamrock works that way, I would say he's less of a swordsman and more of like a beast tamer. And while we don't know exactly how strong he is, Dragon did see him as a bigger threat than he did the admirals. Basically his words, not mine.